Hey friends, welcome to Stack and Pennies. Big show on tap. We have the Apex Hunters coming in and join us all show long. You do not want to miss it. Let's go stack some pennies.
Stacking them deep, selling them cheap.
It tastes like gasoline, rubber, and victory.
We're just out here stacking pennies.
Hey guys, welcome to Stack and Pennies. A little bit late on the recording this show because we have some big guests and it's about to be a huge show. The Apex Hunters are coming in. So we had to change the whole studio up. You notice the nose of this truck sitting here. We put it, Sean Brennan, shout out, Alpha Vision Sean.
Man of many talents.
Apparently he's a carpenter and a woods, table maker.
Metal man.
Because this thing is sick. I feel like a news broadcaster right now, but we're going to have an awesome conversation with those guys. Came in across the pond this week. They went to Daytona last week, going to Darlington this week, hanging out with their buddy SVG, but also single-handedly boosting our overseas audience on a regular occasion. So excited to talk to those guys. Then there's Ryan Flores, per usual. How's it going, buddy?
Good. Daytona sucked for us.
Short day.
Well, it's like, dude.
If you're going to wreck, you might as well just finish it off, dude.
And then our crew chief, Bergenti, he was like really adamant.
Let's not. We got some stuff to catch
damage repair. And I'm like, dude, you can't fix these cars. They're like IKEA furniture. If one bolt comes undone, it's done. Well, because it all just holds itself together.
I don't want to talk about the race just yet, but I think I know why your crew chief's like that. I saw a video of him. He was working at Ganassi. Like he was the guy that likes to drop knees into the hood,
no doubt,
jump on it up and down 100 times. I don't recommend that with these cars, as you said. They're all carbon fiber. They just don't. They don't go back.
Yeah, once you lose the integrity of it, it's like they're very strong until you lose one spot, and then you just can't get it back. Yep. Like if the radiator pan comes undone, it just doesn't.
Oh, then what do they call that? Just sit there and
flaps around.
It flaps around. Before we get too far into it, Humpy Wheeler, pioneer of the sport, passed away this week at 86 years old. Thoughts and prayers to the Wheeler family. That guy was awesome, man.
Yeah, he left a big impact on the sport, dude. And dude, seeing these guys get older, it sucks.
Dude, it stinks and sucks.
And he, what you can say is he definitely left the sport in a better place than where he found it, right? And that's the most important part. I think everybody loses sight of that. They want bigger houses on the lake. They want more money. They want all this stuff. But did you have an impact, and is your impact going to be felt long after you're there? And I think that the sport is going to feel Humpy's impacts for the rest of time that NASCAR is a thing, because the things that he did really propelled our sport to new heights.
Absolutely. So we're going to miss Humpy. The sport's going to miss Humpy. And also Zach Yager, fellow pit crew fella.
Yeah, I worked with Zach quite a bit.
Man, that made me sad when I heard that.
Yeah, Zach's a great guy.
I think he was on my ARCA car or my Busch car.
He was on your Cup car.
He was on my Cup
32.
car.
He was won a bunch of races at Penske with the 22 Xfinity car there for a little while, and he worked with us in various roles with the 21 as a backup, as a tire carrier, as a jackman. He was even fueling at some points. He was at Roush, and recently I think I saw him at Richmond on the 88 truck. I think he was with Crafton. Talked to him briefly, but yeah, it was just a heartbreaker. Far too young to be gone.
That one hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, I didn't know him personally, just how easy it is to get in like just this negative energy spiral with our phones attached to our eyeballs all the time and social media and all the things that goes along with it. Like, we are called to be a light, and we don't want to, I just don't want to cover up my light with lampshade, as the Bible said. So if you listen to this, we try to bring positive energy all the time. So you never know what just a quick conversation, a hey, how are you, like a legitimate in-depth conversation can do to somebody's day, because everybody's going through it some form or fashion. So I challenge everybody who listens to this show, whether you're young, whether you're old, to just care and smile and be positive. Yeah,
it's a hard world that we live in, the NASCAR world, and it's next week, and it's, your satisfaction is always very fleeting. Yeah. And you get beat down way more than you have the highs, and when you do have the highs, it doesn't.
Well, everybody's got blinders on, because you are preparing on a weekly basis to be the best pit crew guy, right? The drivers are preparing every day, no matter what you do, right? Everybody's got stuff going on. Everybody's busy, but try to hit the pause button on occasion and just check in with your buddies on a deep level. So thoughts and prayers to the Yager family as well. So let's talk about some stuff on a lighter note, shall we? Let's get into the race because it was electric. I think as much as I would love to see the Firecracker 400 be on July 4th weekend, it's the best regular season finale there is.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great. I mean, the 4th of July is always special at the beach in Daytona. I think selfishly that's why people want to go there, but you go to the beach somewhere else. Just not in Chicago.
Right. You can't go in Joliet.
You're not going there in Chicago. But yeah, this race, with it being hot and the way it played out for fuel mileage was perfect.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't like a saving race. The cautions kind of fell at the right times. Maybe we should move the stages for that.
I'm good. I'm down for that.
Yeah, it was great. And
saw some handling come into play as well. Guys were getting some bad aero spots, having to lift, creating some little bit of chaos early all the way through. I was surprised, honestly. We'll get to it here later in the show when we break down some videos. That everybody kind of like raced with respect for once and pushed like smart race car drivers for a change. So that was nice to see.
A lot of them wrecked early. So that's
a lot of the people that don't
a lot of them wrecked
push
early.
like dipshit crashed early. A couple news and notes before we get into some clips here. Colleague announced worst kept secret in the garage. 5 trucks going to Ram. That'd be cool.
5 trucks.
It's a big undertaking.
Holy mackerel. And hearing that also the trucks are going to become like a spec series is kind of the also worst kept secret in the garage.
So when, we don't grab the low-hanging fruit. We know all the rumors. We know all the conversations that are happening. We don't make our business here by cracking and just telling rumors like other podcasts do. That's not to say we don't hear all these conversations, but I see Denny said it yesterday, because he's the one that volunteers most of this information that's supposed to be private, about these trucks going spec series. It should have been spec series 5 years ago.
Absolutely, but they're letting the trickle down parts from the old Cup cars kind of get used up. But man, it's going to be tough because you're to go and have that many cars. You're going to have to build chassis and hang bodies on them and do a lot of different things.
And
so
then
you
got
have
to
to
throw them
develop
out,
it, and then you're going to
for
throw
2
them
years.
out. So that just shows the commitment that Dodge does have. They didn't know that's coming. They could have surely waited till 27 if that's the thing. And
it also helps hitching your wagon to Matt Colley. He ain't scared to go chase trophies either.
Him and Chris Rice are not scared. I work with Chris Rice at Robbie Benton's.
Yeah.
And he, as far as like Xfinity truck stuff, he's the guy. He's really, really good at that. And man, but you're going to have to hire a lot of people.
They were saying 50 plus. I mean, to really start something from scratch.
Are you hearing they're going to have maybe a gong show for drivers?
I've been saying they need to do that for years. That'd be awesome.
I might sign up I'll be the old guy.
Do it. The experienced old guy. Like you'd be like, what's the F1 Brad Pitt's character?
Yeah.
Sonny Hayes. That's what you'd be.
Just a little bit less charismatic.
Good looking.
Yeah. First wreck of the day here.
No. Because we got some stuff.
Keyed up. What else?
Hang on. We got Connor Zilic.
Oh, dude, what
going
do you
cup
think?
racing.
Yeah.
What I think about what?
About
Parker?
Parker
I was texting him with him this
and
morning.
Connor being out there. I was like, man, even Parker's wins get overshadowed.
Do they get overshadowed, or does that just go to show that the 88 car is an absolute rocket ship every single week?
Well, it's definitely faster than the cars he's been running. 48
Parker?
was always pretty good.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it worked out for him pretty good. And, yeah, being in a junior motorsports car right now is hitting the timing just right.
They're going to run out of space on the C post for all those win stickers on the 88. Shout out Marty Lindley, too, to put in Kyle Larson to have to continue to make driver adjustments and also get the most out of Connor and make him look like an absolute bona fide star, which is why Justin gave him the nod, calling in the rookie righty. Connor Zilic going to the undisclosed number right now currently.
Yeah, I wonder
if you think they'll go at 99 or 87? Keep it moving.
I think they'll probably go 87.
Yeah.
I like 87.
Yeah, I know Justin's big on what's the word I'm looking for? Symmetry on numbers with the one. They like.
I think the 87 looks good on the car.
I disagree with that. I think 99 is a cool looking number.
But I think that Justin's also like each driver has their thing.
Yeah.
Right, and he ties that to Daniel, and he's going to brand with something new. You had a good point though. If there's a single digit available, it's way easier to brand a single digit. But I don't
think there is, right?
There's not right now. Hey, there's a lot of charters up for grabs. We'll see what happens.
Maybe that's what he's waiting on. I don't even like. I read all the stuff that Bob Pockers has. I'm fairly close to a couple of those situations intently, but I'm not even following it anymore.
No.
It's gonna come down to a judge.
And it's people way above us and way smarter than us. And
Yeesh.
it's like, I'm just happy I'm not involved.
I'm happy that I'm not involved, and I'm happy that I don't have my nuts on the line either, because it doesn't seem like the teams at the moment have the upper hand, but we will all be watching the development of that.
Yeah.
O'Reilly. Riley Auto Parts announced his Xfinity Series sponsor. That's cool.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
it's
a mouthful to say for,
wow.
NASCAR O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's like Connor
Grand
Zilic.
National
Connor
Super
Zilic
Series.
is like, my back's healing up, or my,
That was
whatever's healing up as fast as Xfinity Mobile, and I went to O'Reilly's, got some parts for myself. I was like, man, these guys are really...
Dude, they're veterans in terms of the marketing game already. These guys are 19 years old. They already have... I'd love to see Connor's Xfinity credit. Like how much how many checks have hit his mailbox from... I think
what do you think those guys make for
I think it's $500 per time they say it's fast as Xfinity
Really?
Mobile, yeah. So Connor might have made $1 million this year based off just saying that in interviews. So kudos to him. Now we may proceed to the Coca-Cola 400.
Oh, no qualifying.
Yep.
24 got a big penalty. Rudy got booted.
Trying a little tinker on that front splitter a little bit.
That's the game, though, right now. I think everybody...
Yeah.
I don't know if everybody does it, but it seems like
So
the sleight of hand is more
That's it.
important than anything.
Well, I'll go ahead and talk about it. The game is, or you want to get the car as low as you can get. And teams are working in the gray area with shocks and clips and all the things to maximize rear travel. When you do that, you take splitter angle away. Then you get really tight because now your front of the car is more or less making lift or less front downforce overall. So there's C-stays, or these little tethers that hold the corners of the splitter. If you can get those up and get the splitter smiling a little bit, you can get free front turn with no drag penalty. So I would be willing to bet many pennies on that's what they were trying to do, and they got their slapped, and they had to do a pass through to start the race. Never good. I'd love to hear kind of being a fly on the wall in that conversation a little bit on Monday.
Yeah, I don't know.
Meanwhile, everybody else is kind of smirking because they got theirs and they didn't get caught.
There's a lot of people have been caught doing this. That's why I say that it's kind of the game.
Watch them like hawks down there.
Yeah.
So then let's proceed to the race. And this is where your day
No,
took
this
downhill
is this
turn
is the
quickly.
first one. This is the 34 and the
Oh, you
45.
guys
The
wrecked
pickle
twice.
car. The pickle car and a McDonald's car. It's always hard to see an in-car of somebody wrecking, and they're in a Ronald McDonald fire suit.
It's tough.
It's tough.
So, man, you can sit here and, wonder, why'd the 45 just kind of blend up? You come off turn 4 when you lose all your banking, and it gets a front tire death push if you're pointing the right direction.
I think the 34 was coming down, too.
Combination of that. But no, the 45 tracked off the bottom
Yeah.
if you want to run it back.
Yeah, they both kind of met in the middle.
You
with
have
the-
to kind of, like, if you're on the bottom and you're in a bad aero spot, like he's coming off the bottom, like, ooh, turn, and just gets in the left rear, then you're both passengers. I'm not
34
jealous
car.
of very many people's sponsorship combinations, but I am jealous of that Grillo's pickle.
Oh,
car.
dude, I eat the hell out of those
love
pickles.
those.
That's the best part about being in the front
I keep
row.
Grillo
deal.
pickles in my fridge, and I usually here we go. Let's listen to 45 car. Yeah, that's just a death push tight off turn 4. Ask Randy LaJoie. You can YouTube it. 1984. He went for a hell of a ride off turn 4 as
yeah,
well.
he about
Same
ended up in
thing.
the garage area. The pickle car it looks like the old 26 Steve Kinzer
Yeah.
car, but
Quaker State.
have you followed Pickle Pete yet on Instagram?
No.
It's my favorite follow. He's Grillo's guy. It's
Is he?
He's pickle. He dressed up like pickle, and he plays bagpipes, and he goes into like random stores and stuff, and he
Yeah.
figures out if it's a pipe zone or not, and he just plays a bagpipe, and if he gets kicked out, it's not a pipe zone. But if they like it, it is a pipe. He's my new favorite follow.
I love that.
I was trying to get him to the racetrack with the Grillo's car. Hopefully they bring him.
So that was the first caution of the day. Instant playoff potential ramifications. So now I'm sure Billy Scott and Tyler Reddick were sitting there just sweating bullets. I'm sure Blake Harris, crew chief of the 48, and Alex had to be feeling pretty good. If we can somehow get some more points than Tyler Reddick, we might be in position to point our way in and not worry about if somebody outside looking in wins this thing, which they got damn close. Like 7 people got damn close to winning. So let's go ahead and fast forward to the big one.
Of the pack. The 23 of Bubba Wallace. Watch that car on the outside lane.
Oh, he just doesn't know he's 3 wide.
Yeah, a lot of chatter here. think we heard from
I don't think
Freddie
Bubba
broke it down, I
knows that he's
believe.
3 wide.
What'd he say? I didn't hear him.
honestly didn't listen to it. I listened to exactly this much racing content.
I don't know. You were just talking about what Denny said yesterday, so you got to listen to some of it.
I saw it on X.
Okay.
Now if we freeze it right there. Bottom, the 22's
Let's
middle,
break this
the
down.
23's top, but Bubba Wallace is in what would be the middle lane of the racetrack. As we roll it forward, I don't think Bubba knows he's 3 wide top because of where he is on the racetrack. He starts moving left.
Yeah.
Man,
And then Kyle and Logano,
but you have a spot mirror.
Logano has nowhere to do. He's
You've got a left side
Yeah,
spot mirror,
but-
and it would be full of the yellow hood of Joey Logano's.
Which
Now-
if you just see him and you don't see the 8, you think that the 22 is going to move down with you. Usually they kind of work together, but Joey had nowhere to go.
There was
This
a
is
lot-
where it gets bad.
There was a lot of
Doink.
things zigging and zagging there. The 2 hit a ton.
I watched the 38 come through this, and I was like, oh, we're good. Oh, we're good. And I watched a 48 like spin off the wall slowly.
Mm.
And then I was like, oh.
So somebody that I saw Hendrick Motor Shop taking some heat for the 77's engine blow, but he got damage here.
Yeah.
Minimal damage, but it popped off the radiator inlet. Oh my God. The 23 took a shunt. Oh,
Here.
here you go. Here's the 2 riding along with him. All of a sudden you've got somebody in your lap. Bow.
That's
Because
where
you
I thought
can't
we were
see.
okay.
Because his point of view is way lower and to the left. He can't see off the left. Next thing you know, you got Bubba in your lap.
Did you
Tough
hear
spot
Larson
right
say
here.
that? Yeah, he didn't realize he was 3 wide. I'll stand. I mean, they could break it down all they want. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Gets a little out of shape there. That's a tough spot for the spotter, too, because the cars are coming at you. I don't know if Freddie called it or
See,
not.
that's another thing where it's like you can sit here and point blame and do all this stuff. It's a bang thing at
Oh,
200
yeah.
miles an hour.
It's very challenging.
And that's also not a great spot for the spotters. The cars are coming at them. But at the end of the day, you got steering wheel and pedals and controls, and you try to miss those incidents. Woo!
He gets brings into the toe link. Watch. I'm like, oh, we're through it. Nope.
Nope. Sorry.
Doink. I'm like, damn it, we didn't hit hard enough to be done.
Yeah.
We're going to have to fix this thing all night.
That is legitimately cruel and unusual punishment for a race car
Oh,
driver.
here he
Sitting
is.
here riding
Here's a
along. If
lucky
you're
dog.
watching on YouTube, right along with Zane Smith.
Right here,
I'm
I thought
looking
we were
good.
the lucky
looking
dog.
good. Nope. I'm through
And
Harry.
unlucky
No.
dog.
Damn it. Oh, dude, that thing's kind of pretty wrecked.
Yeah, it was really wrecked.
Problem is you didn't hit a tire.
No, you just nosed her in. The 11 car was wrecked, and he was mad on the radio.
Did you hear that? Did you see that video?
I
sent?
watched it a little bit. Like, I didn't understand. Like,
He wanted to bring out a yellow. So let's call it what it is. He rode around. He could have got to pit road. He's screaming on the radio, I can't turn the car. 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 And then caution comes out. Then all of a sudden he can turn the car.
oh, he drove back up on the track.
Yeah. Meanwhile, if you watch BJ McLeod, he absolutely stuffed it into the fence. The 34 was on his left rear.
I feel like if you couldn't turn the car, the banking would turn it for you. So he had to turn.
You got to get down there. Look how far close he is to.
You heard him say, I can't turn the car.
How the did we do this? We will look at it in the garage and talk about it. I don't know yet what's broken.
He brings up a really good point here that the only thing you could do is raise the car up because, like, the splitter and everything and just keeps dragging and pushing everything back into it. Like, once it's wrecked, it's wrecked. And it's like the old days, you used to take some pride in damage repair. The cars were a little bit more fragile because they were steel, but then you could go out there with pieces of aluminum or piece of metal and kind of mold it back and make it better.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
No.
You cannot put metal on these cars. You can put little braces or this and that here and there, but it doesn't do anything. Once the integrity of the underbody's gone, the splitter's broke, or if you lose a little bit of that like rigidity in the nose, it's done.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep getting worse, especially at 200. Like, not to mention when you nose it in like that, it kills the inlet, so you lose horsepower, and you're just like,
you lose cow pressure.
just
all
like,
the things.
okay, hey, let's just keep going. When it gets flat, we'll come in. We'll try to have enough tires. We'll try to, when we see that it's flat, we'll just cut it away. Because we repaired the splitter on our car and everything on the front of our car. And then when it finally came back in at the end of the race, everything was gone from getting ground off. We even raised the front of the car up.
Yeah.
But it just was hanging down, and everything was
pushing everything down.
Like,
I wish we had BJ's.
Down.
I'm sure you can pull it and put it in the show. BJ hit the wall an absolute ton. Off getting into 3/8 mark, loose, set on the left for a stop, plugged in the fence, ripped the right front tire right off of it. He manhandled his car down the banking out of everybody's way and turned it down into where like the fire safety trucks come out, and didn't disrupt the race. Kudos to BJ McLeod.
Good job, BJ.
I'm glad he's got some muscles in those arms to turn the car.
Damn, you're going in on Denny today, huh?
He is stirring it up for no reason. And I don't like how all these podcasts are breaking up these rumors because they hear one thing and they get clickbaits by being the first to leak certain things. It frustrates me.
Well, that's who they are, and that's not who we are, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Let them keep doing it. We are all free. It's America. We got free will to do what we want, but we can talk crap about you if you do it.
Well, yeah, you got freedom of speech. You don't have freedom from repercussions that come from what you say.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
So here we are. Logano, they showed some clips.
Hey, before we get there, that 43 car looks sick that paint scheme. I love it. I kept asking Coleman on the plane. I said, "Did Richard Petty spin you out? What did you do to Richard to make him so mad?"
Hey, booty.
And the 17. Oh man, I'm glad we were looking at this. I should have wrote this down. What was their paint scheme last year, Higgy? Did it have checkers on it? Because it's got checkers on it now, and they didn't make the playoffs, and they've had a tough go. Corey's a big checkered flag hater, so that could be the deal. It's got checkers that run up the
no car in NASCAR history with you can show me pictures, and I'm not going to believe you. No car with checkered flag on it in the history of racing has ever won.
I think the 12 car had a checkered flag on it this weekend.
No, it didn't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No, that does not count. If it has checkered flags in it, it is. Go ahead and just put it on the rollback.
All right,
Here we go. Joe Logano continue to shuffle his way to the front.
I was watching him like, man, he's going to get spun out at some point.
They showed a clip. Oh.
Did the 43 get him, or did he just get him?
No, he just got his diffuser pressure change, right? He's got downforce, shut off. And there they go. There it goes.
And that's a tough spot off the corner. It seems like, do the cars get freer off of 4 than they do off of 2?
It depends. Yes. Well, you lose more banking, so it's either going to be more of a understeer or more of a snap on you if you don't have the thing pointed the right direction.
Then insult to injury, ends up with 4 flat tires in the grass.
And he can't turn it, which I heard that the NASCAR guys were mad at him for driving in the grass. He, at this point, has zero control of his car. The thing's on the splitter. You can see the wheels like this turn. He literally can't go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see how they could get frustrated first when they go back and watch it.
Right there. Started to get a little free and bounce.
At this point, I was like, man, Richard Petty might win this thing.
He was looking good. What was that? How many to go was that?
That was, I think, 10. But
he was in good shape because the 23 he kept getting shuffled about 4th or 5th, back to the lead, 3rd or 4th, back to the lead, and started to really shape up here. The 7 was in a really good spot.
Priest looked really good. The 7 was good.
Dude,
but Blaney, I can't tell you.
The 5 and the 9 right here, we got it keyed up, 3 to go. He couldn't have been in a better spot. Problem is, you got 2 bow ties behind you, and you have no friends.
Yeah. Yeah, if you could get swapped with the 17.
Watch the 5 just hang right here. See you later.
Priest just stays there.
Well, you can't.
You get swallowed.
You can't cover that.
I'd rather wreck than get swallowed like that.
I agree.
I'd rather just wreck and bring the whole field with you.
That's where I'm
You guys going to split me and bring me back to 30th?
Nope.
You're all coming with me.
And you for thinking about it. You're coming with me. See you at the infield care center.
Yeah. Nobody's hanging me out.
No.
Oh, boy.
Dude, electric last lap. So the 12 was 7th in line on the top.
Nobody knew what to do when they got the lead. Blaney just stayed in a straight line.
You got to keep the help. I watched this back 100 times. I'm sure Cole did too.
Yeah,
the 7's got the bottom, which is always going to surge in the corner because it's just shorter, and you're on the throttle wide open there. The 7 made the right move, throwing the block here, covering the 41, and still is in a decent spot, right? You still got to be leading the line to feel good about it. The 12 gets surged out, covers the middle, which I still thought the 41 was looking pretty good here. He needs to chase some here, tighter. Get next to him. Get out there and get his door. You could probably peel off and get to the start-finish line. Oh,
I can't tell you how many races with a 12 car that we absolutely dominated at Daytona and Talladega, and then checked the integrity of the safer barriers. And then this one, like the strategy was, and they ran like last.
We have kids.
And then he
listening to
just
the show, don't
came.
cuss.
He just came straight to the front. I'm like, dude, he's actually gonna win one. And I was like, please don't get right rear hooked off of 4 like we have the last.
He got close. If I'm if I'm in the 7 to that point, I'm right rear hooking the 12, and just, if I come across start finish line upside down, so be it. I'm not gonna just sit here and run third. Not
You'd be suspended for 2 weeks if you just pulled that move.
But you just get loose, Sorry.
We've talked
Couldn't
about
turn
Austin
it.
Hill for the last month and a half about doing that, and you're like, "Yep, I'm going
I
for
saw
it."
a stat that since he came back from suspension, he's wrecked like 28 cars collectively
boy.
between Watkins Glen and this one.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Well, Watkins Glen was 27 and a half by itself.
I know. Dang.
He's just catching strays.
He is catching strays. Was he in any wrecks? I think he did an okay job here. What did he finish?
Ooh.
Austin Hill seemed to be
He was in the
out of
Cup
harm's
race?
way. Yeah, he was in the Cup race.
He finished 30th.
He finished 30th.
I was in New Jersey all week last week, like hanging out with my old man and fishing, and then I flew back to Charlotte 6 a.m. Saturday morning, landed at 8, and then took off at 1:30 to Daytona, so I was pretty tapped out.
Dedicated to the game.
Went there and fixed damage repair. I was like, man, if I knew we were going to wreck, I'd have just stayed in Daytona, or stayed in Jersey for an extra couple of days.
So we have recapped all the Cup race. We've got some questions for the week, but we're going to wait because we're going to have some guests join us for all of those and more, and I'm excited about this conversation coming up. Apex Hunters, join us, Stag and Pennies, coming up, guys, right after this. You do not want to miss it. All right, guys, we are back, joined by 2 absolute studs. You might know these fellas from the Apex Hunters United podcast in Australia. They are stateside. Welcome to the United States, Mr. Scott Pye and Elliot Barbour.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Welcome to the studio.
So good, man. I'm impressed by the studio, actually. It's awesome.
Thanks.
Very
Yeah, it's just our humble abodes in here, the Nonsense Garage. But before we get really going, you guys do a sound check every week. So let's go ahead and do our sound check. Ryan already opened his beer.
All right, now I'll just walk you through it.
Please do.
It's not a easy thing to do.
Yeah.
You've got to say sound check and then crack it.
'Kay.
I mean,
I've already opened it, so
popped
I'm
the
just going to
cherry,
say
but-
sound check and drink.
Sound check.
Sound check.
Sound check.
Okay,
I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers,
man.
boys. Thank you for having us.
Here we go.
And we can see it'll sound good too because you got the good Shaw mics, same as us. So
I am.
You can't skip on
Partner
it.
of our pod back home.
What's that?
Good supporter, sure, Mike. Sure.
I'll tell you, you guys have single-handedly bumped our overseas audience,
really,
which I don't think we had any, but now we have like 10, so I appreciate that.
We actually got a lot of good messages when we said we were going to come on.
Yeah.
So many people were pumped. I feel like it's kind of like, it's very similar to ours. Like even the pod setup and everything.
Yeah.
just going to say that you guys because ours is in Scotty's factory essentially, so a similar vibe. Like you walk into a factory, you go, "What's here?" And then all of a sudden in the corner there's our studio. And
What are you pumping out of a factory?
I've got a production company I've had since like 2017. So
That's what they call the shop there. It's like your shop.
Yeah. Okay, see factory.
we just pump out podcasts. We're not making anything cool there.
The good thing is they
content
said
factory.
the
That's
good
what it is.
thing
now, yeah.
about Corey retiring from full-time driving is they said nice stuff, because if you said it last year, they told you were a bunch of dumb mofos for coming over here. Because I mean, you probably see it, right? You just retired from full-time driving, and it's like the hate goes way down when you're not there to get judged every week.
Well, I've noticed this too. You probably noticed this well. Nobody that's doing better to do in life has anything negative to say when you're trying hard and putting yourself in uncomfortable positions.
Yeah, I mean we've been big back home on trying to get the fans to appreciate how much the car is the main component of performance, and I think you guys do that really well out here. Like you've always said, like you hear interviews and it'll say the car was 6th today, or we had a 10th place car. Whereas back home, I feel like the comment section is they love to choose the drivers and say that it's their fault, which sometimes it is. Hey, I'm a driver though; it's rarely our fault. But
that's rule number 1 of the handbook. It's never your fault.
But it's cool
rule
to
number
give
2.
some insight to,
revert back to rule number 1.
Exactly.
But
a bit of insight there helps.
Give just a cliff notes of yourself, Scotty, to our listeners and our audience, because you have done a lot of cool things overseas, and now you're hanging out this week with SVG, fellow competitor. Just give our audience who you are.
Yeah, I mean, I raced go-karts growing up in Australia and always had the dream of racing in Formula 1. So I did some car racing in Australia. I got a scholarship, went into Formula Ford, which is probably like your late model level type stuff, I guess. And then I went to Europe and won the British Formula Ford Championship, then got a deal where I was a factory Mercedes driver, so I raced in the British Formula 3 Championship.
Sick.
That was amazing. Like, those cars were so much fun, but just budget over there was wild.
Yeah.
So we didn't really have much chance, and I got a shot to come back to Supercars in Australia with Roland Dane, who owned the 888 race engineering team. And that was unreal. I mean, once I started driving touring cars, or stock cars, I fell in love with it. Like, being able to rub wheels and door bang and actually go car racing was amazing. The open wheeler stuff was cool, but I don't think car racing is anything like stock car racing. So yeah, I did that. I did Supercars from 2012 to year before last, and now I drive for the Red Bull Ampol racing team in Supercars. Will Brown, who you had on the pod, I do Bathurst. Last year was Bathurst and Sandown, were our two big ones. This year I raced Bathurst and the Bend, which is in 2 weeks' time with him.
Yeah.
You skipped over your one the Sandown 500 wheel last year too, mate.
Yeah, but you can't.
Very unlucky to be humble too.
Yeah, but it's also nice to have friends that point out, right? Because he's not going to do it. So that's what he tags
That's what I'm here
for.
from. I'm his hype guy.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the extent.
Pretty much.
He's the guy with the charisma on the pod.
Yeah.
But and then we've raced each other as well. So we raced in Super 2, which is like your Xfinity series. Raced against each other there, and then now obviously just do the podcasting thing, and then my couple races a year, and Barbour's in the Trans Am back home.
Yeah, so I race in TA2 or Trans Am, which you guys have here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So which is awesome because that's so. I guess it's kind of similar to an Xfinity car. You know, you got the 4-speed dog box. We're on a Who's Your bag tyre, which is really rare for
I
Australia.
love how they say who's your.
Who's your bag tire? Does that mean bias play?
Yeah, like cross play. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that way better.
A bag tire. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because it's like it's sitting on a big
it's a
bag, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
So I race those, which has been really cool the last sort of 4 or 5 years. But previously, as Scotty said, we were rookies together in Super 2 and stuff. And then, obviously, like you guys, you race against so many people over the years. You become mates with like Shane and Scotty Mack and all those guys as you eventually race them over time. So it's super fun. Love it.
And I like how I think I relate a lot to you in many ways with your passion for the sport and try to educate the fans on a little bit peek behind the curtain that the broadcast can't necessarily do.
For sure, yeah. And it's hard as a driver to do, though, I think, when you're full-time. Like, you do get criticised. Like, you try and share an opinion, and it's like everyone
just
thinks
walk the plank. Yeah,
it's
you
like
walk
everyone
the
thinks
plank.
you have an axe to grind or you've got an interest in it. Whereas I think being on the outside, we do relate to the fans. Like, we just have a little bit more insight, so we try and bring that through the show. And then, if we have issues as well, we communicate with the fans a lot, and try and get some feedback there. But then, speaking of the sporting body's been good. We got a new CEO back home, and he seems really receptive to feedback and change and wants to make the sport better. So it's been fun.
Is Supercars a FIA governed?
Yeah. So FIA Motorsport Australia, which is our governing body, that part of the world, and then part of FIA though. So they run against the FIA rulings.
Which adds a whole new world to me, the way the licenses work. I hear everybody talk a little bit of crap about like getting a super license and how
it's
all
expensive
that.
too.
It's such a joke.
Political. It's a joke.
Like this year I was trying to get an entry into the Bathurst 1000, like Scotty's doing, and they brought in a rule where you have to do like our Xfinity series, and if you do that, you automatically get it, even if you're on 20th.
Yeah.
You automatically get your super license. But someone like I did Super 2 in 2012, so like the time's elapsed too far for that to count. Even though I've raced in every other category for the last 15 years, but because it's not that specific category, so it makes it hard. Like there's so many good drivers that are not in like the Xfinity sort of series. Like you guys would see it here, like with the stuff you do.
Yeah.
Skip, like there's guys that are just absolute wheelmen that probably wouldn't get a super license because of the categories they've raced, although they'll towel up most of the people in the other categories. So
I didn't get approved to race the modified race at Richmond last year.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, okay. Like I didn't argue. I was like, yep, all right, moving on.
And there are some turds that are out there in the way, dude.
No sense in arguing, but I think that's super interesting. What level of license you have to run supercars?
ICC, so an international competition license, which is strange because, well, now we go back to New Zealand and race, which is counted as an international round, of course, a different country.
Pukekohe? Is that where that is?
That's how is that? Say it again?
That's Pukekohe? Is that what they call it? What do they call it?
That's not bad.
That's close, Pukekohe.
Oh, no, see, I think
But it's
that
a Kiwi
Scotty
track.
Mack
It's a lower
and
O.
Shane have been Americanized. That's how they pronounce it now. That's what I'm going with.
See, well, I actually
Blaming
have
them.
trouble with Shane. New Zealanders, he's very literal. I don't know if you guys have noticed. When you
Super
speak to him,
literal.
Sarcasm doesn't get... This has been an issue the last 2 days. We've been arguing over... he'll say something and I'll say, oh, really? And for us, it's like, tell me more. You know,
Right,
it's like,
right.
it's
No,
like
he's
that's
like,
interesting.
yes,
And,
really.
he's like, yeah.
Why? He's like, why are you questioning me? I just told you.
Yeah, we're driving back home 2 days ago. And he's like, why do you keep questioning me? And he's like, Elliot, you do it too. And there's a language barrier between New Zealand and Australia even. So
I've just stopped talking to him this week.
Well, you can't help it because you're staying at his house this week. So you guys have flew in, the week before Daytona?
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah, so we flew
Thursday.
in Thursday.
Okay. And then went right down to Florida.
Yeah, so we landed into Orlando.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Jumped in a rental
Mickey
car.
Mouse. Did you guys stop by Disney?
I asked, Scott wouldn't stop for me or Paulie. We're
Damn
like,
it.
hey, let's
Well,
go
at least
to...
there's some
most
smart guy
magical
in the
place
group.
on earth.
No, it's not. It's hell on earth.
Mickey had knocked off. It was
brutal.
11 o'clock at night. So
It was late. So, yeah, we rolled in from Orlando and then, drove down and straight into it, which was awesome.
First Cup race you ever been to?
I actually went to Vegas. I was over on a Bucks party. So I went to the race. Somehow slept in the grandstand. I had actually Roger Penske messaged because Tim Cindric had told him we were there, and it was really nice. Like I drove for DJR Team Penske back home, and he messaged and said, "Hey, I heard you're in the crowd. You want to come over?" But it was the wrong time being there for a Bucks party. I don't know what you guys call it.
What party?
Stag do.
party.
Yeah, stag
Or
do.
a bachelor party, we call it.
Yeah, okay. So we were over. So it was not probably wasn't the best experience. Middle of the day after a night in Vegas.
Hungover as shit.
I feel like it was probably my first experience of NASCAR that I kind of remember and really enjoyed.
So when you rolled through the tunnel at Daytona, what were the expectations like versus like what hit you?
I'd sort of been worded up because I'd never been to Daytona, but I've been to Phoenix in 2014 and Miami, Homestead. But George, who you guys know.
Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah, gorgeous George as we call him. He
He's
said...
a good-looking fella.
Oh, he's a handsome SOB. But he said as soon as you get there, like the grandstand just will blow your mind. And we were driving the rental car in, and Scott's like, holy shit, look how tall this is.
Yeah.
So I think before we even, we're probably, a mile away from the gate and you can see it, and we're like, oh, we don't have this shit in Australia. So
The only thing I'd say is like similar is when you go to Bathurst the first time and you can be 15, 20 Ks out of town and you can see the Mount Panorama sign on the hill, and that I think is probably the only thing, driving in that I would say is somewhat comparable. But I think the size of the stand and the size of the banking probably impressed me too. Like I thought the front straight flattened out, but it actually banks again.
Did you do the track walk?
No, I didn't.
we walked up just at like the checkered line.
Yeah.
Just walked up for a bit, but that was it. But also that, like when you drive through the tunnel, all the campers and all that stuff.
It's like a town in itself.
Amazing.
So that was, Bathurst is kind of like that where people camp. They set up their cool little setups and they got flags and all that stuff and barbecues going. But I don't know what you thought, Scotty, but to me it felt like on another level. Like you got massive RVs and stuff. Like we do it pretty
really
small.
good RVs.
When Will was here, he
Yeah,
was
really
like, people
nice
don't tailgate in Australia.
No.
He's like, that's not a thing. I was like, what? They tailgate for 4 days at Daytona.
Yeah.
And at our
you
races.
go to Pocono and they're there on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't know what your fans do either, but they have really nice motorhomes.
They tweet.
They have nice
I'm like, what are these people doing?
Yeah.
The infield at Daytona is packed with some nice buses.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, I wanted to go down the SVG train a little bit because I feel like that's where our paths cross. He jumped on our podcast a week before Chicago a couple years ago, and we all saw the result of that. You probably had an idea of like, this guy is a real one. They don't know what monster is jumping on the boat across the pond here because he came over and proceeds to kick our on any given road course that we run on.
Yeah.
What do you think translates? No, I mean you've driven them. What translates and why is SVG so damn good?
I think unique for Shane, like what probably makes him, I think, extra special compared to just amazing, like all the good guys. What probably separates him, it does seem to be his like spare capacity while he's driving the race car. That ability to you see the thumbs up out the window. I think he's doing that to wind people up too.
Explain that to our listeners. Spare capacity.
So like, I guess there's some guys you'll see struggle to look out the front window, let alone check their mirrors. It's kind of like they're using everything in their mind to drive the car fast, and that's what they've got. And you see it with guys that get caught up in wrecks a lot. Like even on the ovals, you don't see him wreck a lot for someone who's learning. And I think that's the awareness. It's like things slow down for him. Mm-hmm. And I think he has the ability to do that, whether it's in a pack, late in a race when you're trying to pass someone, setting him up. For like Connor Zilic is sensational, clearly. But when you watched him at Watkins, I thought his rejoin probably could have lived to fight another day by just, and that's the stuff he'll learn. But for some reason, I feel like Shane's kind of had that, like as long as I've known him, it's had that ability to slow things down, make the right calls. That's
processing speed is elite.
Yeah, that's where he's been really strong in Australia. Like our long races, like Bathurst is an example where strategy comes in. Shane would almost be dictating back to his crews on what he thought would be the best option.
With tire deg and
and that's
car
while he's
adjustments.
going Mach 10 across the top of the mountain at Bathurst. But
Faster than anybody
as
else,
Scotty's saying, for me, I might be at 100% capacity where
Right.
Shane's at 75. So
running the same speed, thinking about all the other stuff he's got to do.
Annoyingly good at looking after tires too.
Yeah.
That's not something like I heard you guys talk about it out here. You mentioned the clutch control and stuff, and I DM'd you about that. And that's a big thing for us back home. We use the clutch a lot to when you select a gear to kind of modulate that. Sometimes you'll do 2 downshifts and use the clutch the whole time so that you don't get any chirping, because braking for us is where you get a lot of the rear tire temperature up.
Yep.
So yeah, everyone kind of gets their head around that, but then you go to long races like Elliot said, and he seems to find a little bit more be able to stretch the tire life or sit behind someone. You'll see at the start of a race, he'll let the cars go away from him, and then he'll always come back at the right time.
But I realized after Mexico, when they finally found the balance on their what they really wanted, I was like, oh, we're in trouble. But when he came in here, he's like, yeah, you just have no air because the air's thinner up there, the altitude. And when you get to listening to how he breaks down each corner of the car and what he feels like he needs, I'm like, man, we are very good at going in circles and tight, loose, what you need from the right front or the right rear. But like how you guys break down a car on a road course is like we're playing checkers and you're playing chess. Just the heat, the way that, like you said, using the clutch to not chirp the tires, stuff like that is so far from the way that we diagnose a car on an oval, which is probably, I would say he breaks it down. We probably do a more broad job for oval racing. He breaks it down like more probably detailed, which might get him in trouble on the oval stuff because so far, but it seems like he's gaining on that and he's having his better runs. But it's interesting to me, and you talk about the new tire that you guys have, to listen to the drivers talk about the tires and different things. It's interesting to me how you guys process and break down how your car's handling compared to how we do it over here.
Yeah, the new tire, I'm not actually a big fan of our new tire in supercars. I feel like you need a tire, in my opinion, that has good peak grip and then has tire deg. And that way with strategy, you only need 3 laps offset in a pit stop to be able to come back through and pass someone, whereas at the moment our new tire probably has not enough degradation, so it doesn't wear fast enough.
Same tire every week.
We have a soft and a super soft.
So that's where Goodyear, I think, has a Herculean job, is we run different tire codes almost every week.
Yeah,
Right.
so they're developing for each track, aren't they?
Yeah,
they have like groups of tracks, right? You got your Vegas, Charlotte, Texas tire, intermediate tire, road course tire, short track tire.
But even if you go to like a Martinsville, you might have a different left side than you had at Loudon, right? You might have the same right side but a different left side, or it's always mixed and matched, and it's always kind of like a moving target, so it's really hard to hit. And that's right. Goodyear gets a lot of slack week to week because we have like that good race poll. Was it a good race or was it not? Right?
Oh, I'm glad
and
you
it's
brought
just
it there
like
because I wanted to get out of the
people
weeds a little
hammer
bit.
that.
Of just
Dictates
like, I mean, it's the only thing that touches the ground, as you know, right? And it has a massive, massive impact on the race. But I'm on this quest, right? Because I think you could ask 100 people and you're going to get 100 different answers on what is a good race if you ask a general question.
Yeah.
And whether you like the question, whether you disagree with the question, I think Jeff Gluck's poll, whether he intended this or not, has created this like storm on social media. It really has, because it gives no context to what somebody might consider a good race. You can either vote yes or you vote no.
It's subjective.
And that is the entire media's and industry's barometer of what the fans are liking or not liking. Because a good race to you is different to you. We probably all have a general understanding what a good race is. But what do you, when you watch when you watch the race on Saturday night, Daytona, or you watch, name a race that NASCAR fans particularly don't love. I don't know. Name one.
Well, Pocono was a bit of a snoozer, wasn't it? Because of the whole, obviously with the new car, the aero wash.
It's bad,
and then
but it's always been a bit like that, It's always been a
Everybody's up in arms about
fuel
Martinsville
game.
right now.
So back to that. What's a good race?
For me, it is as in which track for us, which is
just
what makes a good race?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from a driver's point of view, like say Bathurst 1000 last year, when you have done it so many times, you can appreciate when 2 guys are out front running qualifying laps, lap after, and that we had that last year. 2 guys gapped the field, and they were doing lap record pace for 40 laps straight. That I can appreciate, but I also then know that's not good
as
for
a
the
spectator,
show.
you don't love it.
As a spectator,
Snoozer.
yeah.
But as a competitor, you're like, hell yeah, those guys earned it. Yeah.
So I think what makes a good race is lots of stops and variables. I think we need good tyre deg, so a track that's actually quite hard on the tyre. We don't go well at tracks that have long flowing corners. So what makes a good race is good braking zones, high tyre wear, and more than one stop.
For me, it's just passing. You want genuine lead changes and passes. Like as a punter sitting on the couch having a beer with my mates.
There's a great Tony Stewart quote. You ever seen it?
No.
About passing. He's got a passing quote.
Yeah, but he was pretty salty with the media.
He was salty one time.
He said, "Are we passing or are we racing?"
Yeah, if you want passing, just go down, I-85 and you'll see some passing, right? Like that's where
F1's DRS is passing.
Right, to just introduce a little bit of passing. But I think that's the challenge of, and now you transition to broadcasting a little bit, as have I, to explain to viewers, all the cars you mentioned, they qualify within a half second.
Yeah.
First to 20, how many cars? First 24.
Yeah.
Are within a half second, right? That's super tight. And you can say that the cars all being the same is a bad thing. Well, you have to tell the story of all the cars being relatively the same is a good thing, and you have to explain to why somebody executing the day better should be celebrated, and not just saying this car sucks, this tire sucks, everything sucks, NASCAR sucks.
I think it's a good race if Chase Elliott wins.
If Chase Elliott wins, it's a great race.
Yeah, that is a great race. That's kind of where, like, it depends on if the guy, like that pole, which we judge our racing by a lot of, it depends also on who wins it and if the fans like that, right? That's why it's tough to like have a poll like that, but we do look at that and we've like now
I vote on it every week.
Same, and now it's been documented. It's been a thing for so long that there's like data charts, and like this year's not doing real good on the good race poll. We need to change something, and historically the regular season races do better than playoff races. It's like crazy the stats that it's going, but yeah, like you said, it's objective and it's not always.
What sort of American have you guys done this week?
That's what we need to
because
know.
I saw you guys do. I saw you
later in the week. I think that'd be cool.
Yes, where?
I don't know.
Wherever the gun range is near his change joint. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's got enough land back there. He probably just rifle off his
We'll just go to
neighbor's
Walmart,
house.
grab a couple, you reckon?
Yeah.
Well, I saw you burning down that new GMC truck he's got.
Yeah.
Who was driving? Was that you driving?
That was me, yeah.
Scott,
It's a T-shirt already.
Yeah, I put on a T-shirt.
did you buy one?
I will after this. There he is.
Oh, you've got it.
Oh, here we go.
There we go. Yeah, that was good. It smoked up well, didn't it?
For a single
The
spinner.
garage stinks.
Was that a single
She's
spinner?
only a single girl, but yeah, it smoked up good. But we drove that here actually, so we took that into Charlotte this morning, and then we drove it here. So it's a good old thing.
What are y'all doing the rest of your trip before you go to where are we going? Darlington this week. Oh, dude,
Yeah.
wait till that one.
It's great.
Yeah, that's
Darlington
cool.
is
Apparently, that's
sick.
amazing.
Yeah, it's like
It's cool when you drive up on it because it's like on the side of the road and it's pretty
appears
old.
out of nowhere.
It's really old, so it's like one of the old school ones that you kind of just like, whoa, that's not supposed to be here.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
What else we got planned? I mean, yeah, we
Can,
shoot some
we've got
guns.
James-
can you guys
James
have?
Small
You
tonight
guys
on
can't
the
have guns in Australia.
No,
You got to
Well,
be be licensed. It's not as
We can't get
common.
them from the
Yeah, I mean it's not
supermarket.
like you just whip out the AR-15 and go shoot in the backyard. Right.
No, I think farmers can have certain licenses to get them. You got to have a certain size property, so it's more for like animal control, or pest control, or whatever. But no, in the CBD, like in the city, you can't just roll into a Walmart and get a gun. But yeah, no, I honestly loving it out here. Like it's so much fun in the races. I'm a big fan of the Cup Series, Xfinity too. But I think with Shane going to it has been good. And the road courses, I know there's a bit of pushback from like some people in the industry, and I think for us,
Because Shane's too good.
Yeah, from drivers that are losing to him.
Right.
That's
Right.
Yeah, I mean for us though, I think it's cool. Like you've still got 30 ovals, 6 road courses, I think. So I feel like there's a lot of ovals, but the road courses have got me into the Cup Series, and now I'm sticking around for the road courses got me in, and I'm sticking around for the ovals. So we've chose to come to 2 ovals.
Yeah.
Just loving the sport. I really love the pit stops. The stuff I want to take home just as feedback. I think watching the crew G'ing himself up, getting himself ready. It's like they're going out for a game, and it's serious. It's
That
is a great point.
Like a
because
professional podcaster, just transition
right to boats and woes. We do a segment every week where we break down pit stops, and we got a couple of videos, so we'll explain it for you and the fans here. First one was circling on social media. This is the 6 car, and there's a lot to break down. If you roll this, Danny's going to roll here. I'm going to tell him when to stop it. Sorry, I know Sean hates this. Stop it right now. Keep now. Just roll frame by frame. Brad's does not stop in the pit box. Now it's a penalty.
That's a 1 lap penalty.
If you pit outside the pit box, and it's not the bumper being outside the pit box, it's the
tire.
wheels. So the rear tires have to be over that line. So if you watch their gas man Cody, he's gonna get the dog of the week for this one. So he's gonna wait. He's not plugged in. He's waiting, and then he waits for Brad to roll across the line. Then he plugs in. Well, then right then Brad takes off.
Oh no!
And he's in a bad spot.
Oh my God!
That right there is by design.
I did not see that.
That's
So he doesn't
by
get a
design.
penalty.
pow. So Telvin, we stand there at the front of the box for this reason, because if that can goes over the see, he waited. Now I talked to Jeremy Bolins, and he's like, yes, we practice waiting. It's a big play. Like, he's a young gas man. He's like, I tell him we're gonna stop in the back of the box, but you have to.
He's like, this is a day in the office.
He's like, I don't know if that's Tig or Telvin, but yeah, they.
That's not Tig.
So that's Telvin, the same one that got no. Telvin's on the 17, right?
We'll find on the roster.
Whatever
he is, he's not having fun right now at the moment.
No.
So you mean I flew down here to get tackled by a fuel can?
Do you find with a stop? So for us, when you come in, you try and slide. Like I noticed, then he braked, it stopped, and he rolled a little bit anyway.
So he was trying not to slide because he wasn't doing tires. So he was just doing fuel only. So when you do fuel only, you don't want to slide because if you flat spot your tires and you're So he rolled in, and what you want to do is you want to stop in the back of the box, get plugged in, and then
ride it out.
He'll just keep rolling, and then you ride it out. But what happened was when he finally decided to plug, Brad didn't realize he wasn't over the line. Then he finally decided to plug. Then Brad dumped the clutch at the same time, and it kind of kicked the can the wrong way. And those fuel heads kind of fit right over top of that. So if it gets crooked, it's stuck. And it's like a Chinese finger trap. The more you try to pull it out, the harder you try to pull it, the worse it gets stuck. But
Telvin McClurkin.
That was Telvin.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Telvin is the one that was fighting on pit road at Sonoma.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good on him.
And he's ready to give it to somebody with that look, too.
He got the gas man. The gas man got it, buddy.
Like,
but that's by design, right? He's out there standing at the front of the box. Like, you have a tape mark where you know if he's still plugged in past this line, I got to get that can out of the car because it saves your whole race.
Tire.
If not, he goes to the back of the pack.
Yeah.
So you try to save the gas can from sliding out. We'll see the 42 has an issue later where his gas can gets drug out.
That was 43. Was 42?
42, I think.
Picking fights with each other, I noticed in the lane. It's all right as drivers, but I'd be pretty worried when the crew turn up. Seeing them on the weekend, how big they are.
Big boys.
There's some big boys.
I would go on record and say I am the smallest and least athletic picker guy, but I talk to all.
You're really going on a limb there.
What happened to Ross here? Ross slides through the pit stall. It's really easy to do. Your brakes aren't high. You got small brakes on these cars.
He's up there, bottom of the. Right there with the 12s trying to pull in. He's like, what is he doing?
You always struggle with rear lock as well coming in the pit. I noticed a lot of the cars slide in with rear lock on.
Yeah.
He's through the box.
Yeah, so he grabs half a race. It's interesting. You guys can grab reverse in pit lane here.
Yeah.
We can't. That's a big no-no. That's in Australia. You can't do that.
But you have like pit road speed limiters, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So what happens if you hit reverse?
It's penalty. You'd have to get a drive-through penalty. So you go out and have to come back through the pit lane again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there
Which
strict
is
lines?
probably the safer way to do it because you don't want somebody to put it in reverse.
It is not as cool as
there
what we
strict
saw,
lines on what you guys have?
What's that, sorry?
Like, is there strict lines where you have to be in a parameter?
The pit box. Yeah.
You can only drive through 2 bays before you.
Okay.
And that's the maximum.
But similar to you guys at tape marks and you've got your bay.
Yeah.
You obviously can't go through.
You don't get penalised if you stop long, but it hurts the stop time.
It really freaks Shane out when the guys jumped in front of the car for the first time.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm used to them standing there.
Yeah. You self-penalise in supercars on the long races because of the fuel tower. The hose is only so long. So if you overshoot too much, they can't plug in anyway because we can't grab reverse.
And you
the
literally
guys have to
can't.
pull
You
the
couldn't
car
back
back.
up a foot.
Push it
backwards.
So that they'll grab you by the wing post and pull you back.
Yeah.
But you can't grab reverse. So it kind of self-penalises.
What's kind of your window to stop in the box?
It's fairly long. It's not too bad. Like you go... I mean, the other day I did some pit stop practice and it was funny. The guys are like, yeah, they're all perfect. And then I was like, I'll do one more. And I overshot it massively and I was about 150 mil to the left. It was terrible. It's like I should not have ended on that one. But you can be, like I was 150 mil out, probably lost the crew 2 seconds on a wheel change.
How far is
it? I don't know.
It'd be like 6 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, and that costs a bit of time.
Yeah, actually 150 mil is exactly 6 inches.
And then long... Could probably go.
I'm not going to ask how you know that's off the top of your head.
You talk feet.
It's just +2 feet. 4 + 2.
Yeah, that's very familiar. That length to Elliot is actually.
I know that like the back.
That's actually what he tells his missus. It's not quite, but
you got to add a bit of tax, guys. Come on.
This is exactly where I hope this would go.
This is derailed real fast.
The next one. John Hunter Nemechek.
John Hunter. I guess they had just done.
Oh, this is one I saw. This was right in front of us.
Digger, man. Holy.
Hey, can you pull up the roster? I want to know who he is because I wasn't sure exactly who it was. But yeah, that's like we said. The rule though for gassing is if the gas can's going down pit road, your ass better be attached to it.
That's Ricky D.
That is the rule.
So that's why.
That was Ricky Rose. So I've worked with Ricky Rozier quite a bit, and it's, dude, any day, especially super speedways when you're a gas man, any day could be your day, and everybody's susceptible to it.
And they're kind of like the field goal kicker, where you're only going to know who they are if they end up on their ass.
And
like
a lot of times, like the gas man, everybody does it kind of different, right? The crew chief will count down, tell you how many gallons he wants. If they know they had a bad plug, they might try to stay in a little longer, or sometimes the driver just leaves whenever they want to leave. So,
been guilty of that.
Oh boy, what
Sometimes
is this?
You just got to go.
Is this me?
Yeah, it's you.
What do you got here? What is this video, Hig?
Go
You
ahead.
guys being a bunch of smart asses here?
Which was the car that drove
Here
back?
we go. It's a stitch up for sure.
I don't.
What's that?
It's a common thing.
Going backwards down
Spinning
pit
in
road?
reverse
It was the
and then
45. He
Yeah,
had
yeah,
a flat,
ready,
he had a
ready.
flat, and he just kept going backwards.
That was
instead of
cool
going
as
around.
though.
You know, as you guys say, these kind of rules that you have in play to keep racing safer, I kind of like the fact that we just have no rules against that whatsoever.
The crowd. So when he did that and he grabbed reverse, the crowd
Loved
went
it.
nuts.
Yeah.
I was like, this is Talladega Nights in
right.
the
Yeah.
flesh. Like,
I loved it, yeah.
I thought it was the coolest thing ever because we
Keep
just
the
can't do
show
that.
moving.
So this was brutal because our radios had gone bad during the race. So we had this big echo, and he's like, put this, like, connect
boy. When
this
you've got
piece
the
to the left front.
Top rivet going out.
Oh, I'm drilling, I'm cutting, all kinds of stuff.
What are you gonna do with that thing?
That's me over here in the wheel well.
You got the drill in your hand?
I got the drill, and I'm putting in.
Take your time. Take your time.
This is not me.
Look at that machine.
That thing is sweet.
Is it a nailer? What is that thing?
I think we stole it from some guys
Putting
roofing
a
down the
deck
road.
on with that? Yeah, you putting a roof on the
nail gun.
trailer?
Look at the screws hanging out.
Jesus.
They're just like,
A nail gun.
yeah. It was wrecked though. Like you can
Hang
only
on
do
a
so
second.
much.
Hang on a second. We have all these DVP rules. This, that. We've got a full-blown industrial roofing gun out
Yeah.
on the pit road. Like, the chances of all of those staying in are zero.
Well, you put bare bond over top of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, there you go. It's like
Glad
Loctite.
I would do that. Why? Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but that, like we said, I don't know. Your guys' cars are a single source car as well. Like for these, we used to really get crafty with damage repair back in the day when they were steel and we built our own. We'd really like, sometimes you'd wreck and make it better. Now it's like when the integrity of one piece is gone, the whole car is kind of compromised. Are your guys' cars kind of built the same way as these?
Ours, one issue I think we've got at the moment, the front of our car is very strong. The rear of it, not so much. But if you damage the rear of someone's car, a place like Bathurst with long straights, their day's done. You can't really repair it because the diffuser will come down and you've just got drag all day. So I think for us, and then we've got an issue as well with wheel riding. So we'll be able to come in and ride a wheel, which is a new issue with we've changed rims. And they interlock. The guards at the rear are too soft. So there's a few things with that. But you're pretty limited. I mean, you can cut guards off and carry on, but really your day's done once you lose the aero.
What are the penalties for contact like that?
We're soft. We're very soft compared to you guys.
It's mayhem over here, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like somewhere in between. Like I want to talk about this because we've got James Small coming on our pod. We're gonna do one with him tonight, and so I've kind of got behind. Yeah, I've got behind Chase Briscoe, and a few times he's been wrecked this year. And as a fan, I feel like there is no justice to, and someone can say it was an accident, but you can get pretty good at making accidents.
Yes.
And I feel like there's a few guys that know how to.
But anymore though, with all the in-car cameras and radio transmissions and SMT, which I'm sure you guys saw when you were there, like you can't even make it look like an accident.
Yeah, because I'll look at the steering lock and go, you didn't run high.
Right.
You just didn't have enough lock.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But then the fans are sitting here on one side, like let them handle it on the racetrack. Well, no, you can't handle it on the racetrack because you get caught and then you get fined or you get suspended.
Actually,
So
that's Austin Hill should get some black gloves just if he does watch the show.
Yeah. No, he's
Those
gone to
white,
black
white
gloves now.
make it too obvious when.
yeah, no kidding.
But I do love the way you go racing. I feel like for us, we're probably too policed. Like you can't bump and run is the same here, is it?
Yeah.
You can't really
Yeah.
do that. If you do that and complete the pass, you'll either get a 5-second penalty or a driver could choose to immediately
Skip it back,
redress that. But I really would love to see somewhere in between. Like,
Do you guys have stewards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many?
One driving standards observer, which is like the guy who communicates with the stewards. I don't actually know how many.
And there's normally between 2 to 3 like stewards up in the officials box.
Just give it like one of these or one of those.
So
no good.
we'll have a DSO, which is basically the policeman, who's an ex-professional race car driver.
Okay.
So they put them in there so it's from a driver's point of view, because
Yep.
officials that have never driven a car before
Yeah, they
might
don't-
not understand how that came about.
Yeah.
So we'll have in supercars someone in DSO role, and then there'll be 2 or 3. So he'll say to the stewards, hey,
Look at that.
I reckon that was a 50-50. That's a racing incident. fair bump play on, or it'll be like, nah, this guy's stuffed up, I reckon it should be 15 seconds, or this guy's a real peanut, should be a drive-through, or he'll dictate what he thinks, and then the officials will then actually implement the charge.
If somebody was mad at me and called me a peanut like you just said, I don't think I'd be that upset.
That is, I don't know, dude. That's a
Well, no, see, I reckon peanut's worse. Like, I'd rather
I've been called way worse.
I'd rather a dickhead than peanut.
yeah.
You know, I think. I don't know.
You know, my favorite insult is dip. Somebody dip.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I feel like Supercars are doing a good job this year. They've relaxed their rules a little bit. I don't know if it's with Shane coming to do this. Everyone's consuming more NASCAR content and starting to see how you guys race, and they've relaxed a little bit. And I think if you're allowed to return serve, you should be able to settle a score yourself a little bit more without them always getting involved. And I think that's what they're trying to do. So it's been better this year, I would say, than in the past. I think they're doing. Craig Baird is our DSO. I think he's doing a good job, and he's probably held the job for longer than anyone prior.
Yeah,
the others have
for
been
sure.
What are some things that, you know, if we're going to not even compare, if we're going to throw NASCAR on the whiteboard and V8 Supercars on the whiteboard, what are some things V8 Supercar does well that you think NASCAR can incorporate and vice versa?
That's a good question. I think the Supercars racing product, I mean, obviously it's only road courses, but I think the racing product is really good. Like, good battles.
What do you think that initiates that?
Well, on the road courses, probably because they're all of a similar level.
I've got a theory.
What's your theory?
I don't know anything about the mechanics of your cars. I mean, independent rear suspension, transaxle, right? Commonalities to Cup car. They seem higher, and they have way more roll and pitch, and they're softer than a Cup car. Is that fair to say?
No, definitely. Yeah, 100% on that.
So is there like bump stops? Like what limits your cars from just being slammed like our cars?
I think
really relying on diffuser.
Do you have a diffuser?
Yeah, but I think we probably run them softer too because our tyre is quite small, especially compared to a NASCAR. Okay. So I think they probably softer because really have to look after the tyre.
How wide is the tyre?
It's 9. Is it 9 inch?
11, isn't it?
Oh. So
18-inch
wheel, like Cup cars.
Yeah.
Narrower tread.
Yeah.
I've been preaching that since day one of this car. It's got too much tire.
So a supercar is you would describe as overpowered, undergripped.
Okay.
Is how you just compare to other race cars.
650. 650.
Yeah.
I think the level of
how heavy though?
1450 with a driver, I think it is. Right?
Yeah, so that's what's that in pounds, man?
This is like a
metric system.
We're giving you a math equation. Whatever it is, it's got to be considerably lighter.
Someone in your comments
be like 2,200 pounds or something like that.
That's more than 1,000 pounds different, and I'm sure that's probably pretty close.
It'd be within.
Convert it.
Yeah,
I think as well. Our road course races, because that's what we do really. And it's kind of like your oval racing is so competitive. Like, it's very difficult in your top 10 to pick who's going to win each week, I think, just from what I've seen. And it's kind of like that. At the moment, there's always obviously the cars and teams that are the best, but we do have a lot of guys that are capable of running in the 10 every week, and it's just competitive, I think.
What's kilograms?
1450.
What do we got?
Okay, so
right there, it's
V8
up there.
Supercar.
3,100.
Yeah, V8 Supercars is.
I was well off.
Way off.
I said 2,200.
Yeah, but it's still 500 or more pounds lighter. So if we start,
you guys have a lot of bar work
because these are tanks, man.
Yeah, because you guys are doing
200
mile per hour on super speedways.
They have built some for like your peak G Rex, your 70.
You guys had a problem where they were too strong, right? And the drivers were getting like
mildly concussed.
Cold one time.
I took a little dirt nap one time. Charlotte.
Well, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty close.
Wanted to.
It wasn't that bad.
Blew a left rear tire.
He said dirt nap, like he died, but no,
is that what that means?
He come walking back to the truck. It was at practice, and I was over there. I was working that day at the track, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to go get dinner?" And he's like, "That was a big wreck, bro." And he said it like 5 times, and I'm like, "Anybody home in there?"
Blew a left rear into one at Charlotte and landed and like did one of these numbers, and I pulled my head off the headrest like, "Oh, this is gonna hurt." And dong.
I think for us as well, we could get rid of change the diff in the rear. I think would help us.
Really?
Probably help
because you guys have a lock diff.
Yeah, and I think
that's why you hit the hell out of curbs.
They struggle to turn.
Now, hang on a second though. Let me. I agree with you. Let me be a counter argument. If you made the diffs freewheel, right, and made them corner better, does that make it easier to drive to where overtaking is less common?
It gives you more options for a line. So currently with the way they are, there's one way to drive them fast. Correct me if I'm wrong, Scotty, but
brake, it will just plow turn.
Yeah.
Where
with
I think
that change, you might be able to turn under.
The argument where people have been talking about the diffs in them and they want them changed is because it would make the racing better because they feel you could then skin the cat or take a corner a couple of different ways versus one.
Okay.
Well,
Makes sense.
if you think multi-lanes is better, we can bring you to Bristol in a couple weeks if you guys want to fly back for that one. Right?
That
Because
place
it
is
was definitely, I don't know, there's a thing to it, like a single lane and missing it. Like, if it's a single lane, you can miss it. If you have multiple options and you miss it, you just downshift and drive away.
Right.
So I think there's a balance.
Well, it also creates
There's a
disparity
balance
because if there's a hole, you know you got to take this line, this corner, and you got to find the spot.
Yeah, so I think in our cars it's quite easy to defend because there's only really one line.
yeah.
So as long as
so
you
they get aero tight,
as long as you hit your brake mark, you can check them up at the apex, and then
Yeah.
you get a good drive off. They can't really do much
and
about
you know
it.
they can't run into you.
So correct,
Yeah,
and they can't
so-
ship you. So
Yeah, like I feel actually I wanted to ask, is it nervous like leading into any last corner on the last lap and someone's right on your rear bumper? Or is it just like I wish I was
In
second
any
right
series
now?
in
Shit.
America, it is.
Yeah.
And when I raced the midgets indoors, I got spun out last year coming to the checkered by some 15-year-old kid. What do you even do? Beat his
Can't
dad
even
up? Like,
fight
what do
him.
you do?
can't
It was
fight
like,
him
what
either,
is this?
Go fight his dad.
And it's been a while since I've been leading the last corner and last lap in a long time, but you'll get wrecked for ninth, right? And just like somebody doing something, you're like, what the hell are you doing? It's just like
Going to the front.
Going to the front.
Going to the front.
So
but-
how do you guys, like, you obviously take that into account. If you're leading or second, where do you want to be with a lap to go? Would you rather be leading or
always
second?
want the
leading,
lead.
yeah.
Always
leading?
want the
And
lead.
just try and put a car
Just
length on 'em.
control. Yeah, just you can control, you can block. Yeah.
I think you always want. I felt like I've had that conversation quite a bit in super speedways. I think people have tried to get cute and be second. You always want the lead, especially with how our overtime rules work. Because if they wreck behind you, then the race is
Caution's
over.
Or,
Yeah.
So it's tough. Let me ask you the hard hitting question. I want an outsider's perspective on this. What do you think about the playoff format?
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
This is controversial because we've kind of started
is.
to adopt something somewhat similar.
yeah.
We're open to it because we've got. I mean,
You can
everybody's
do
an
this first,
expert
bud.
on it. So
I'll let Elliot just
I think as
dig the
a
hole first and see if I get him.
if
with him.
I'm putting just the fan hat on, I'm sitting on the couch or I'm at the track watching. I like it because it's unknown. It goes down the wire. It goes down the last race. So I think that adds excitement for a fan. I'm sure if I was a driver, though, that it had a really consistent year and I was kicking up, I would hate it. So as a
What
fan, love
about-
it. As a driver, I'd probably hate it.
What about with like Shane gets a lot of heat for winning the road courses and being in? Was it Austin Dillon won week before last?
Yeah.
He's only one spot behind him in points, but he won on an oval. That doesn't feel like it's hit the mainstream and gone. Why is he in the playoffs? Like,
yeah, that's a great. I mean,
Why is it
it's,
different?
it depends on the person, right? And like Shane has gone from the darling, winning Chicago, and everybody being happy for him, and being like, all right, this guy. Right? Like that's where it goes, right? That's a measure of success. Of like, all right, we're over this guy. We got to change the schedule.
he's a Kiwi.
But we are on the side of the fence of you always like we've always been on the side of the fence of you just race whatever the rules are they're given. But I would be, you guys are much more well versed in motorsports knowledge throughout the world. Like we're pretty only real privy to like
NASCAR
American oval racing, maybe sprint car racing too. Like so I don't know. Like you guys said you adopted a little bit of what we're doing. What does that look like?
Well, sorry, you go. Yeah.
Well, I might steer us down a path of no return here, but
Take us there, mate.
okay.
yeah, I love that. Let's be pretty honest about why SVG came to the States, because he can make more money. I mean,
I think for Shane too is a change. Like,
sure. Let me finish my thought. Right,
Elliot, geez.
sorry, mate.
making some money.
It's your show. Sorry.
When he came over, right, and we had a little conversation before the podcast when we first met. He told me what he made. I'm like, bro, you can make quadruple that in a year. And I saw his eyebrows like, huh? I'm like, yeah, dude. So the money comes from the networks, right? TV deal. The money in NASCAR is substantially more than V8 Supercars. The networks, essentially, when they are the ones paying the money, they get to make the rules. And like you just said, the playoffs create urgency. They create desperation. They create storylines for the guys on the cut line, guys that can win a race and get a playoff point or lock themselves into the next round. So as a competitor, probably don't love it. And unfortunately, maybe fortunately, competitors have the biggest megaphone in the sport, so they can sway the public opinion one way or the other through their competitive bias. But if the network's paying the money to pay the teams the money, the drivers all the money,
Can't have it all.
they get to make the damn rules, boys, and
Tell you
just
this,
show
none
up.
of the drivers that have won it in the last couple of years are bitching about the playoff format.
Not one of them.
Even I mean,
Penske probably love it.
our issue.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not a bad gig.
You're happy about that. But we like, I feel like our problem we may run into, and I like that we've done something different because we had the same format for so long. Sometimes we were crowning a champion with two rounds to go, 2 races. So when you're trying to promote an event for your finale and the championship's over, it's difficult. So I get that from the government's perspective when they're investing in our category to get us to their town or their city, and also from the sport when you're trying to sell tickets. Right, you need it to go down to the wire. But where we might run into an issue is we've got a guy at the moment dominating. He's won in the last 4 events. I think he's won 2 of the 3 races every weekend. He could get to the final, and there's a chance if he could win 20 races this year.
Who is it?
Brock Feeney, and he's doing real well. But
That's the monster guy.
No,
Red
so it's
Bull, Red
Will
Bull.
Brown's teammate.
Red Bull is Will Brown. So he's my teammate, like Will Brown's teammate.
Skinny guy.
Yeah.
Small guy, yeah.
We had him on the show.
on the pod,
recently.
yeah.
Is
But
a
if
weapon,
he
is a
has-
weapon a compliment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And over here,
So
weapon
we
is
call
not
weapon.
a weapon.
really?
Carson
That guy's
Hocevar would be a weapon.
Yours is literal, like it's
Yeah, like
dangerous.
easy.
Yeah,
Oh,
so-
is it
Your
busy,
listeners
like-
are going, geez,
like
they
a-
really threw shakes.
They got peanuts and they got weapons. What's going on?
But if he has the second last round, if he has crashes out or whatever, there's a chance he may not even make Final 4 and so I think that's where you can't win 20 races of 30 whatever we've got and not make the final race. And even at the last round, we have 3 races which will be the finale. So it's not even really a grand final in a way. It's 3 races. So you could score enough points that your final race, you could race conservative, finish 10th, your competitors finish 1st, 2nd, 3rd, you still win the championship. So I think I would love to see it that the guy that beats the other 3 wins the championship. Which I think is yours, right?
So that's crazy because the argument here is that we have 1 race and we want 3. Like that's what a lot of the guys are saying. Yeah, they're like, well, it needs to be a 3-race final instead of just a 1-race final. But like, way I see it,
on everything, every front right now.
That's why I think it's good to get to the end of the year, though, right? And just, like, as a sport, I think you take in some feedback, you look at what happened, and change or be open to changing it if you need to. Because I think if you get to the end, you go, well, that was a disaster, but you just do the same thing again next year.
Yeah.
Then,
Well, NASCAR's done that with not finishing at Phoenix anymore, have they? Because obviously it was a Penske dominant track, and they were finding that was becoming a problem, or was there more to that?
There was more. There's always an economical decision, right? And NASCAR owns both venues, but the industry, the competitors were vying for Homestead because that just seems to be the true test of man and machine.
Right.
Intermediate, bread and butter. Phoenix is an awesome infrastructure racetrack, but not the best racing product that we have to offer, so they just shifted it over there.
So
and have you ever been to the Florida Keys? You just go right out of the track and go down to the Keys when the season's over.
It's afterwards,
For the format for me, what I've always want in a race or in a championship kind of playoff structure, I just want opportunity, a new opportunity all the time to be better or worse than my competitors. Now, if that opportunity looks, if people don't feel like you deserve that or you don't deserve that by how you ran all year, that's up to be subjective. But just give me opportunity on the same playing field as everybody else. It's the same thing with, I know that there's a lot of arguments against like basketball, baseball, other sports, but the compelling part about that is like a team could squeak their way into the playoffs and then hit it at the right time, and they get a new opportunity every 3 weeks to build a new season. And then if you make it, it's so very hard to make it to the Final Four. I've been there 3 times. And what you have to put together each week, every time that we've made it to the Final Four or missed it, it's been different, right? But the one thing is the same. You have to perform. And you either have to perform for 3 races in a row, but you're probably not going to point yourself in, so you have to win one of those. So the pressure that comes with being in those situations in the fall, like when I love it when the weather gets a little cooler, the races start meaning a little more, and the pressure is just so amped up that it's so hard to, like, for me, being in those positions, just as a tire changer, like, it's hard to even be present at home, right? It's like, it consumes you. So it's like this awesome feeling when you win. It's great. I've been on the side of it where we won Xfinity championships at Texas and took championship pictures with 3 races to go. And that was, we could just build a better mousetrap and kind of squirrel our way into this, and nobody really had an opportunity to beat us after we had a strong summer. I like the playoff format the way it is, but I've, like I said, gotten championship bonuses the last 3 years, so it's hard for me to say anything. As a competitor, though, I just want to see what the rules are and compete to the rules.
Well, you mentioned Austin Dillon, right? Won Richmond last week, and in the playoffs, he is. But his road to make it to the next round of the playoffs is exponentially harder than Shane's, right? Shane has, what's he got, 20-some-odd points, 22 points in the bank. Like, his consistency or his success during the regular season translates to a little bit of a lighter load, as it should, to each round. Now, as the wheat starts to get shafted, I don't know if that's even a saying or not, like his road when he's in the round of 12, he's up against the best 11 guys. So he might have to rely on his points. He might have to be able to get a win at the Roval. Like, there's not a too long of a chance that SVG can make a bit of a run here because he runs well at Darlington.
And there's going to be opportunities. Like, you'll see opportunities at Darlington where there'll be a caution before a stage, and most people will pit, but some people will try to stay out to get a stage point. And, like, there's just different – everybody on the team – I know there's, like, a really viral tweet last week, but everybody on the team has an opportunity. The crew chief.
What viral tweet you talking about?
I guess the one where he said we're not crowning driver championships.
Oh boy, that was
a tough one. But
honestly, I think that got a little bit out of
context.
Social media out of context because
with Mamba?
As you as you well know, the caliber of team you're with has the utmost impact on the success of you as a driver. That's where Dylan Smith, Mamba, was trying to go with that, but inherently,
I would have
hot
said
as that topic is right now, they just took it out of context.
Didn't land well.
Didn't land
no,
well.
It didn't
it
land
could have
well,
landed worse, actually.
Yeah.
Well, then Harvick, it was teed up for Harvick. Like, Harvick was like, well, the driver controls everything on the team. It's all the driver. And I was like, if I was Mamba, I would have said, if I was Harvick, if I was Mamba, I'd have said, well, why didn't you win any championships in the 29?
Yeah.
Why did you have to go to the 4 and assemble all-star team to do it? Right?
Like,
it's a team sport, but the driver does drive a lot of it.
Yeah,
but
you put there's definitely that mix. That's what we try and talk about a little bit back home as well, is a little bit of perspective on sometimes the best guy might be in a 10th place car.
That's right.
Yeah.
And he might run 8th, but you're not getting flowers for that, so it's hard to really tell.
Yeah. I think what Scotty touched on earlier, what we love about the NASCAR mentality or the American racing mentality is teams own that. Like, I think Richard Childress came out the other week and said our cars are shit. Our cars are shit, essentially. Like, you would never find a team owner in Australia. They will always tell you that winning cars and the driver's the problem. As we call them, the organic spacer.
Yeah, that's the steering wheel spacer. We call it over there, too. But, like, F1, right? It's never really a knock on the driver unless he's really making obvious mistakes behind the wheel.
George Russell was, like, last in a Williams and then got one run in that Mercedes
right.
and really won it.
Yeah. So we can sit here and talk about,
I do have one question quickly, because there'll be some of our listeners tuning in, but the crew, I'm fascinated by the pit stops. That's I just love it. I wish I want to try and change some of ours.
What are you guys doing? Are you around tomorrow morning? We need to have you out of pit practice again.
That'd be. We are coming into Penske to have a look. Actually.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow.
With Wilson?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay.
So that'd be cool. But
anyway.
what
tell us what time we're there,
mate. What does a
mate?
week look like for a crew member?
Yeah. So my weeks have always kind of been through the summer. We have a lot of fuel mileage races. That's where I'll try to take time off, maybe 2 days a week in the shop, try to disconnect a little bit because the season's so long. It's 38 weeks, right? And if you try to go 10-10s all the time, the wheels will literally fall off, right? But now in the playoff time, it's 3 to 4 days a week. You're in there, you're having meetings. Even on Mondays, I'll go in and recover, get in an ice bath, do stuff like that. But it's practice, and it's usually 3 to 4 hours a day, film, practice, and workout. And then you have a recovery session if you need it.
When you say film, sorry, mate, you're watching video back.
Yeah, we'll watch. We have a film room that we'll watch film with our coaches. Then we have an app on our phone where we can
watch the Titanic, a couple of war movies during the week.
I was like, it sounds good coming for a movie, do a bit of work.
Turn the lights up, popcorn gets passed around.
Yeah.
I love that. That's cool.
Let's land this bird a little bit. We got some penny for your thoughts questions, which is when people just fire off some questions via Instagram. First up, Brennan Transport. Can SVG get some stage points and average around 17th to 15th finish over the next 3 races, Ryan?
Yes. I think he can. I think he's done. I think Richmond's our hardest track, right? And
I wonder what
figured it out.
That 17th average finish is up against, right? Is it up against somebody?
You could have blacked out my name.
That's an anonymous Scott Pie 19. I wonder like what has to happen in front of him, but I love his chances. I think he's going to run top 15. I legitimately think that he can make a run. I don't know. Bristol's a wild card. That's a freaking bear. What's after that? Does Darlington, Bristol,
Worldwide
Loudon.
Technology, and then
Loudon's
Bristol.
Loudon's
No, Worldwide. St. Louis, and then Bristol.
Okay.
And they're all 3 of those tracks are thick.
They are.
Darlington being the worst. It's going to be a great test for him.
Would love to see it.
You know, like that's where the regular season comes into effect of having a buffer, because he's won those races. That's what helps him. So you have a couple guys that have a rough go, and then that 17th place finish, a couple guys have a rough run, then it becomes a 20th place finish at Worldwide Technology, and then it maybe becomes 24th as you move on. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think he can. Yeah.
He's going to.
I think so. Darlington, Shane's historically very good on tyre wear, and Darlington's a bit of a tyre wear race, right?
The most.
So, and he's pretty precise, and you got to run it up on the wall at Darlington and get that stripe down the side. And I think he'll run good this week anyway.
Yeah, I think he ran 20th there. Had to go back a couple times first race, so I think SVG will be set up pretty well. Really interesting question here from an anonymous account. Who's your favorite Apex hunter?
I'm glad that's me as a baby. You can't tell, and you've been kind enough to black my name out. But
yeah,
I think we all know the answer to that one, so we could probably.
It's got to be Barb's, isn't it?
It's hard to say right now. Just met you guys.
A few more beers will work it out.
Yeah, that's right. I've really enjoyed talking. I'm glad you guys both came in here today. I appreciate you guys making the time. But the backstory on Apex Hunters, give us a little bit of the backstory of that, because Shane gave me a little bit of fill-in. Didn't it? Wasn't it like a Instagram page or some sort of funny joke of like posting motorsports crashes?
Yeah, it was pretty much like ripping on, like it was taking the piss out of everyone apex hunting. So like finding random clips of people missing apexes and we call them either wobblers or billies, and we've kind of just or
peanuts.
Yeah, so, yeah, or a peanut. But I always loved the name, and I kind of like what that was about, because I've always hated the comment section just ripping people but being serious when they do it. You know, I wanted to try and bring a little bit of lighthearted to it all, and you know, I've definitely missed a few apexes, and I think the name I always liked, but Shane and Nick Foster started Apex Hunters, and it was pre-COVID, and I just liked what it was about. It was a bit of fun. It was a way to find some humor during all that period. And then when I wanted to do a pod for a while, and Shane is probably more outspoken now, but he was a little gun shy, we'd call it back home, about speaking out.
Yeah, he's reserved.
So he said at the start when we were going to do a pod, we talked about it for a while, and he moved over here in the end anyway, so it didn't happen. And Elliot and myself were always at the pub talking motorsport.
So you might as well put it up there and try to get paid for it.
That's exactly what we do.
That's exactly what we
do. Talk about this, might as well record it.
Exactly what I said to Scott. We're like 2 nights a week, we're down at a local pub with Scotty and other mates from the industry, and we're like, let's just roll this thing.
Fire it up, yeah.
Now we got a group chat. We speak every day, which is cool, because obviously Shane's moved to the other side of the world. Used to see him every race weekend and spend Christmas over there and stuff. But then, now we just keep in touch. And Nick Foster as well, who's does a lot of sim driving in Formula 1. He's still involved, runs our website and everything. And we just chat every day now, sharing funny videos. That's what often gets posted.
For sure.
Doing dumb stuff, trying to enjoy the sport.
Didn't Will Brown and Brody just fire one up too?
Yeah.
What do they call theirs?
Lucky Dogs podcast.
Yeah, it's not as good.
They were chirping you guys too.
Yeah, it's
They
not.
were chirping us?
No, they were chirping them.
They ripped us in the first
So I
one.
crew chief Brody when he was here in the States his first tenure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's K&N East car back in my previous life.
There we go.
I thought Brody did a great job at Indy. It didn't work out for him, but do you think Scotty McLaughlin is our only thing close enough to an American now that can beat SVG?
I think he has an interest in doing Daytona, maybe the double, but I don't know if I don't know if he would do the road. I'd love to see him do it. I do think there's a few though back home that. I mean, Shane probably had the perfect storm, right, with Chicago, no one having been there.
Yeah.
Then you get to know the teams, the cars, and it's kind of just, it's very hard now, I think, for one of us to come over and do what he did, because
it's impossible.
It was just
I don't say impossible.
San Diego would be the only next one,
right.
Potentially.
But I think now, SVG's raised the bar to the competition so much, everybody's putting the work in like, I got to get better at it. So for a Brock Feeney to come over to get in, is he a Ford guy? What's he?
He's
Chevy guy.
Yep.
So hypothetically, if somebody made an open car, he'd probably get some sim time and stuff like that. But even then, it's tough.
Yeah.
I mean, Will does a good job, and I'm excited to talk about Will. You guys are going to stick around for us for spare change this Thursday, because Will's running Portland this weekend in a Kaulig Xfinity car.
And Jack Perkins too is running with JGR.
Nice.
So we got 2 Aussies actually duking it out in Xfinity.
It's a bummer for them too, is they're not in a junior motorsports car right now.
Those things are
wild,
rocket
right?
ships, bro.
That was cool to see on the weekend with Parker do that. But I think it's cool. The Aussies coming over, and I think a few people that follow us have jumped on your podcast as well and started watching it. And I mean, the good thing is you race every week. Our sport's starting to go in that direction. We're trying to race more. But I think you'll see a few Aussies. I mean, everyone wants to come out here, right? They've seen what Shane's done. Everyone would love to have a crack. But I think for our fan base too, it's been fun to And that's why I guess Collaborate today's been cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watch all your
What about you,
episodes.
man?
But
What do you think? Did you make a crack at it?
yeah, I would love to have a go. Yeah.
Where
for
would you
sure.
want to go? Hang on before we answer that. So that's one of our first 3 questions we ask all of our guests.
Right.
If you had to pick one car and one racetrack to race at, where do you go?
Shane said last night Watkins Glen is a little bit like Phillip Island back home, and I never liked that track that much.
So you don't have to pick it.
But that was my track. That's where I thought. I always watched the Ambrose clips, and I thought Watkins would have been the place. But I'd probably go a street circuit. I think that's probably where our biggest strength would be. It was tricky for Will because I think he only got a couple laps in practice, and he was real worried because you were oversubscribed. So he didn't want to have a mistake. So
Oversubscribed means more cars than qualifying positions.
yeah, sorry.
I
I didn't even know if I got that right back home. I don't know, I just. But,
Well, that's
you
where
know,
Corey Heim went home. He
Yes.
got into the
Right.
fence, was wounded. Catherine
Yeah.
Legg made it.
Yeah. But maybe look, next year you got the new road course. Maybe that would be probably my choice now. Would be that track. I think San Fran, is it?
I'll put a couple pennies to the GoFundMe page
Yeah.
to get Scott Pye and Hot
I
Rod.
need I need a big cup.
Dale machine.
What about you, Elliot?
If I wanted,
So the question is, one car,
Yeah.
one track, rest of your life.
Yeah.
Ooh, that,
yeah. So one car. If I wanted to do something I'm going to go good at, it'd be a street track in either a Hendrix or a JGR car. But if I want to do something different, I'd love to have a rip on Talladega or Daytona. Because that's completely out of our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Like, that would be so exciting doing something that you've never done, and at the speeds that you guys do, and trying to learn that drafting, battling, and stuff
Until you get Brad Keselowski behind you pushing you, and you're like, I wish I wouldn't have picked this.
Well, the problem is it'd be a short dream because I'd probably last 1 or 2 laps before I'm in the fence. But
Hey, what about on the weekend? Larson was pushing everyone.
Shit.
Yeah.
That was I would not like to
That
be
guy
in
ain't
front of him.
scared.
And he's in. So, but yeah,
Okay, well, what about not a NASCAR? Well, if you had to pick GT
Yeah,
car,
90s DTM car, I think.
Oh,
No, I love the
good, that's
90s
good.
DTM cars. Pretty much any track in those cars, I think, would have been
like
cool.
Nürburgring, Bathurst.
I think Nordschleife would be too hard to just rock up and do.
Which is Nürburgring?
Oh, Nordschleife is the Nürburgring, yeah, the long
Yeah.
track that's
Oh,
like
okay,
187 corners on.
Yeah.
Oh my
What if you
God.
if you were doing it every day, you'd eventually memorize
Yeah,
it.
that'd be the best track in the world, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But probably, I'd like to do it just. My favorite track I've ever raced on is actually the Adelaide 500 Street Circuit, which is my home track. I think like a 90s DTM car around the Adelaide 500.
I was going to say Adelaide, but in old school Formula One. Like big
Oh.
turbo quali era.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just when they were racing there,
Terrifying.
like stuff just looked wild. So
Oh, yeah.
I probably wouldn't fit in one, but I'd have a crack.
That's all right.
You watched the Senna documentary, and I don't know how any of those guys did any of that stuff.
Crazy.
Question number 2. What's your most embarrassing moment at the racetrack?
Actually, off track, forgot to lock the toilet door last year at Bathurst, and Brock Finney walked in on me. It's a bad one.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Brody actually did that once to me as well. I forgot to lock it. I got it. Yeah,
Lock the door, man.
yeah.
what's
He's got
that?
it.
Is this is off track though, or have I just
How long
dobbed myself in?
I mean,
Just
did you
at the
like,
racetrack.
did you lock eyes for more than 3 seconds?
Enough.
Did it get weird?
Enough.
Shut the door, man.
Yeah.
Stop staring at me.
Enough. Even 1 second. Yeah.
Mine's probably like go-karts when I had a really good race in the rain, and then I was like celebrating, drifting on the way in, and I looped it. And then back then you had to like bump start the carts.
Yeah.
And I just got left out there. My old man's like, stuff this.
Yeah.
You've been a peanut, so you can sort it
Yeah,
out yourself. So I had to drag
yeah.
my cart back myself. That was pretty embarrassing.
Corey's got a great story about porta potties at Hickory Motor Speedway. A friend of ours went to go use the bathroom, and his fire suit fell into the water.
Like he didn't wrap it around his above his legs.
Was
and,
it the
you know,
blue water?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And it was like right before you get in the car, so he had no choice but.
That's
he
hard.
put
It was
his
like
hand-
national
He put his
anthem.
hand through it, and it was like, oh no.
Yep, and had to run the race like that.
Yuki Tsunoda actually just said, like, I heard him on a pod say he did that in go-karting, but actually did that in a
Poop on.
karting suit, pulled it down, same deal.
Oh,
Anyway, there
rookie
we
move.
could have been a
We're
peanut
way
on
off,
there
bro.
too. That's not great.
We're way off track now. You probably meant on-track moments.
Because of that, I make damn sure my sleeves are contained whenever I go.
yeah. You just nude up before you got in there.
Put them in the pockets.
Yeah, just like my 5-year-old at the urinal. Just all the way down.
Straight to your ankle.
Give Brock Feeney a show next
what's your
time.
so your go-kart spin out.
Yeah.
Last question. You guys are old enough, so you'll appreciate the reference of Men in Black, where he's got the pen and he zaps all your
Yeah.
memories. If you had to zap all your memories and keep one race in memory, what do you keep?
I won the. Like, do you want to go first? Or
Oh, you go,
got
bro.
one. I won the. So I lost my dad in 2009 to cancer, And then, like everyone, you grow up with your family through motorsport, and I won my first race in supercars at the Melbourne Grand Prix. So it'd be the in-lap, like finishing that race, and just the thought of 20 years of going through everything and him not being there, but first win that moment, that in-lap.
Yeah. Good luck backing that up.
I would probably say our 12-hour win was pretty cool.
That was fun.
Like racing with mates, we did the Bathurst 12-hour when we were going into rookies at supercars, we wanted to learn Bathurst. So we both, just by chance, Scott was staying with me at the time, and he goes, I'm doing the 12-hour. I'm like, oh, sick. So he's like, oh, what car? I'm like, oh, this Holden Astra. He's like, me too. We didn't even know.
50 cars, we ended up being teammates.
We were in different rooms on the phone, just teeing up this drive, and but that was really fun to race with a mate, and that event was pretty cool back then. It was like 60 odd cars. We had GT3 cars out there with us. We were in like a Holden Astra, which is like an Opel hatchback, and we finished 6th out. It rained the whole race, so we didn't change tyres, and we had like tyres that you could drive on the rain and dry, and so we ended up finishing 6th outright against GT cars and stuff. So that was pretty cool.
Wheel, man.
Yeah,
Love it.
Well, that's all I got, man. I appreciate you guys coming all the way over here from Australia to come hang out with us. And,
loved it. Thank you.
Hope you guys enjoy your Daytona Darlington experience. Darlington is sick.
Oh yeah.
But all Stack and Pennies fans, go follow these guys. Apex Hunters United with Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the things.
Everywhere.
Instagram. Give them a follow. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Ladies and gentlemen, Scott Pye and Elliot Barbour.
Thank you.